Hello, and welcome back for this week's vlog. I am starting off in a little bit better headspace than I usually do, so that's good. I usually come on here like, I didn't want to record, and then it all goes fine. Give me a second, I want to make sure my mic is recording right. I don't know, whatever, it seems good enough. I just can't seem to get it loud enough or like as loud as I want it. I always feel like I'm just talking too quietly, but as far as I can see, everything should be about as loud as I can make it record, so that's that. So I know essentially what I want to talk about. I didn't really last time, I just had a vague idea, but I know I brought up that I'm wanting to get back into studying more for math and also German. I started watching some other YouTube videos about like coming up with your personal self-study curriculum, but I don't know if it's because like most of the creators whose videos I looked at look like they were more, I'm trying to think how to explain it because I'm not trying to like shit on what they're doing. It's just I think most of them are looking at more general topics. At least that's kind of the impression I was getting from some that I looked at, and it's more of like just a general reading curriculum, but I'm talking about something far more I don't know, maybe intensive, cuz I don't really know math beyond some basic pre-algebra. And I mean, I've picked up a little tiny bit here and there since I started trying again, right? And one thing I sorry, I need to not veer off topic. Okay, so I'm talking about what other people usually seem to be talking about when they mean their personal curriculum, which again seems to be choosing more like reading materials based on again interests. So I don't know. For me personally, I have to go through and learn math, and I don't want to take any classes if I don't have to. I It's more of a money thing, honestly, but if it comes down to it, I can and I will. But I think I can teach myself, especially with the help of the Khan Academy AI. Like, it's set up to help with math and stuff like that, and even like science. The kind of science, especially, I imagine that I will have to learn also for the ACT. But as much as a big part of my spirit has wanted to be extremely resistant to this because I never enjoyed math. I know part of it was that you sometimes you grow up believing because society and your own mother tells you that you aren't good at math. Girls aren't good at math, and it's okay. I mean, at least it was okay, I guess, but that's not true. It's not true that women aren't good at math. It has nothing to do with gender. If it has anything to do with anything, it's probably just that, historically speaking, I know things have been changing, fortunately, but largely speaking, it's not considered like math, science, those are not fields that are especially dominated by women, right? Teaching is, translation is more female led, but what is the point I'm getting right? But it's not real though, right? Like the women aren't good at this or that because they're women. Like, uh, so what? what I'm trying to say is what little I have done so far, what little I have been able to work on with what little work I have done so far was very encouraging, is what I'm trying to get at. I think a lot of that comes from I've, gotten over the whole I can't because of my gender, or I'm not good at it, I don't like it, whatever, because of my gender. I don't know why I didn't like it. I don't think it's especially interesting to me. Just it's the way I explain it to people is kind of like, at least with all of the work that I put into learning a language, its structure, vocabulary, what have you. At least with that, what I end up with in the end is I can understand stories and poems and songs and things written in another language from a perspective that is almost necessarily different from that of my own language. With math, I play with numbers and then I get more numbers. And sometimes they stick letters in there, but those letters have very little meaning to me. And so it's just a very difficult, boring activity for me. And why would I want to do that just for shits and giggles? That's not what I'm doing, right? I want to get better scores on the ACT, and I want to be better able to help students with more than just what I specialize in, because I do have some students that are usually the subject I'm tutoring for this kind of student is study skills and organization, and that can look like a couple of different things, but a lot of times it is a student who is on the whole doing fairly well, but they like to have a homework buddy, or in my case, like one of my study skills students, he is in this case, he is a very motivated student. He's got his head on straight. He's doing a lot better than I was at his age, either way, but he mainly just wants somebody to help him study, and also someone who can honestly, probably it's in part for the encouragement. Like, I'm there as an adult to help him get through any study troubles he's having, because certain subjects can be more difficult to study for than others. So sometimes I end up with that. And when it comes to finals, he and his parents, they know, like, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not good at math. I'm willing to help to the extent that I can. And we've done it that way. Like, when he has finals, he usually likes to meet with me every evening, and we study for the next day's test for that. So I did help him with math. I've done it twice, and he knows. I get out the Con AI and we work with that together. And I just check in and make sure, does what it's saying make sense to you? Like, he would know better than me, and we can, typically sort it out that way. And if we can, he knows he can, double check with his teacher or anything if he's still having issues. But in any case, it would be really nice to have broader expertise to be able to help students with, not just those that, are working with me in particular for Spanish, say, but, sometimes they will come to me with other homework if they don't have Spanish or whatever. But either way, I am also excited about it because, sorry, it's raining and I'm loving it. And also one of my Amazon packages is almost here. It's not super exciting, but I did order another small, disc-bound notebook. This one is going to be my planner. And I've got planner pages and slightly bigger discs coming this evening. That does remind me, though, there is one. I can't do it now because I'm still talking about studying. I know, I'm so distractible. At least I'm in a good mood today, and I'm much more energetic than I usually am, especially starting out. My God. I don't know what my deal is. I keep saying and I don't think it's as bad as it has been. I'm still trying to keep an eye on it. Anyway, back to studying. So I did want to hold on, let me get out of here because I want to do a screen record. So I'm really disheartened right now because I just recorded a whole thing and then Clipchamp shit out and just lost the recording, I guess. So if I seem a little less enthusiastic, that's why. Sorry, that's just gonna have to have been quiet. I don't care. It's probably for the best. Anyway, so I brought us over here because I just wanted to show you guys where I'm getting my textbooks from and where you can also get them completely free. You can't like get, necessarily the specific textbook you need for whatever like actual course you're attending, but I'll just show you. So so I downloaded most of these. I haven't bothered with the calculus or the trig bit yet, but basically everything else, and yeah, the pre-calc I have downloaded for my little math adventure here. But yeah, you just you can get a print copy, but I think they cost like $40 or something. Let me see. 60 or 48 if you get the black and white. Which I mean as textbooks go is still pretty cheap, but yeah, like I said, you can get a free PDF. So you just if you just click on this, all it does is this, and it's the same idea. And then you can just download it. So I'm probably gonna have to blur that because I'm sure there's some stuff in there that's nobody's business. But let me see. What am I looking for? Right, my textbooks. So no, I've got it in test prep. Yeah, so like I said, I'm aiming for the ACT, which basically just means I need to learn the math that I failed to learn in school, which is like all the math. I can do, you know, fairly, the basic arithmetic. Like I'm no good for long division. I don't remember how to do that. But in any case, I wanted to share this because we've got, even this, like if you you don't have to be on your way to college or even in college. Like this is just gonna be generally helpful information. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually gonna download some of these. 'Cause I may be a much better student than I used to be, but I still have plenty to learn. New things to try, Can't hurt to see what they have to say. So yeah, I think I'm going to download these too while I'm at it. But yeah, let me get back to close this before it freaks out again. But yeah, let me get back to the camera app before this is another fiasco. I cannot believe, because I was like talking for like 10 minutes or so, and I was very enthusiastic, and then I was very disheartened when I saw that it just crashed and the recording never came out. That's okay. We got through some of it, and I showed you what was important. So that's it. I'm excited to be heading in the right direction with that. Like I said, I got this other disc bound one for a planner. I just got these in. It's just pretty soon. You can see my Hello Kitty neon mirror reflecting. But yeah, it's just a pretty simple daily planner page. I mean, obviously, I have a set of it. And then on the back, there's a whole page for notes. So that's gonna be good for me, I think, to try and get back into planning better, into managing my time. Like today what was I? Yeah, I probably would have been writing in this. So one of the things with atomic habits, like if you're sitting down to try and sort out how to incorporate a new habit, better habits, whatever, into your daily routine, one of the things that you want to do is kind of write down what you're already doing throughout the day. Part of that gets a little difficult for me just to do as a generalization because, like, during the week, my work week, Sunday through Thursday, is kind of up in the air exactly when I'm working. I mean, for the most part, my students meet me at the same time and same day, week to week. Sometimes there's reschedules, it happens. It's fine, but there is the fact that there are large, like, free periods for me during my work days as well, especially right now. And that is especially why I think, I'm very motivated to get deeper into this while I have the time and while my soul is feeling scholarly, right, with fall. I think it gives a lot of us nerds just that, back to school feeling that is enjoyable and not the dread kind, you know? So I am really excited to get back into that. I have my German textbooks. I'll just need to figure out kind of where I want to start because there is some stuff I need to review. And then, yeah, but I'm excited. So, yeah, what I was getting at too there was making sure I note down the things specifically that I am trying to make time for within my existing routine, right? So, I've got study, math, and German, exercise. I don't want to do anything intense, but as I've mentioned before, I do need to move more than I do. And then reading, right? I've been better about not watching a bunch of trash on YouTube, just drama nonsense. I've been much better about that. I've started watching some stuff. Like, that's actually part of how and why I guess I came across those personal curriculum videos, which I do think is a great idea, by the way. I think that it sounded like maybe I didn't think so when I was first talking, but it was more that, like, I was more looking for how a person might go about the nitty gritty of that kind of thing and not just generally what somebody is reading or focusing on studying, whatever. You know what I mean? I was looking for more of a how to, I guess. I don't know. But frankly, I think that some of the advice that I came across when I was looking up math specifically, like how to learn math on your own, which, by the way, there's, I think it's the Math Sorcerer. I think that's the one. I know he didn't use Wizard, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the Math Sorcerer. Either way, like, he seems to be pretty good at... Sorry, my wire's all goofed up down here. I don't want anything to happen to it. Anyway, he really seems to know what he's talking about, is the point I'm trying to get at. And he just generally gives advice on learning math, on studying it, on, what to study for what field, that kind of thing. And he did have some good tips for me, like one of them was aim to do a certain number of problems daily. So that's going to be part of my daily study, is making sure I make time for however many problems are feasible for the given topic, right? Because some, like, equations and problems that we deal with take a matter of minutes, but some of them are so involved that one equation or one problem can be the entire test, you know what I mean? So it'll depend, what I'm working on, how many exercises I'm going to be doing. But with that kind of advice, those kinds of things under my belt, in addition to the textbook, being able to guide me, I think I am going to be off to a really good start. So that's it. I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to say. All I wanted to talk about with academia and planning. I'm definitely with fall being here. I'm in much more of an academic progress making, just productive mindset, and it feels good. I think a big part of it is just summertime. Like a lot of people who, and I don't have, like, as far as I know, any kind of seasonal depression. I just have depression, major depressive disorder. But most people who are affected by seasons tend to be negatively affected by winter because of the lower levels of sunlight, right? The days are shorter. So, and also I feel like just like the position of the sun is different, and it must be because, yeah, the planet tilts. I guess our position relative to the sun is what's different, but you get what I mean. But for me, I think that it's summer because I hate the heat so much and I hate to sweat so much that it just leaves me in a very I don't want to do anything at all kind of state. And then by the end of the summer, I just feel like crap because I've done nothing all summer. I've worked very little, it's just, it's not great. Um, so yeah, it's feeling really good to be, 2 weeks into September. I know, like, technically it's the 22nd or something is the official start of fall, but it's September. So. Oh, I do want to show you. That's right. So I thought about this earlier. I was, going to talk about it, and then I was like, let me finish this. So this is one of my latest fantastic Vine finds. This is the official Dia de Muertos special edition Barbie for 2025. It was, I don't know, within the past week, but it was like the first thing that I saw come up on my recommended page, recommended for me, and I just immediately ordered it. I've wanted one of these special edition Barbies. I don't have any Barbies, but I like what they do with some of their special edition stuff, and I've seen some of the other Dia de Muertos ones, and they seem very nice, so I was excited I was going to be able to get one, and indeed, she is fantastic. I'll get a close-up so you can see her makeup. The calavera, the La Catrina. She's got her little crown with the marigolds in English, or cempasúchiles in Espanol. Yeah, there's just lovely embroidery on her dress. The details in the jewelry are fantastic. She's got some lovely gold heels there. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just so excited about it. She came in a cool box, but I noticed one of the other reviewers, I haven't reviewed mine yet, but they were, and it wasn't even a Vine reviewer, it was just somebody who had bought it, but they were complaining because in the previous years, I guess there wasn't like a clear display here. It was like some kind of artwork, kind of like this, just showing, like, I guess, just artwork of the doll's makeup, essentially. I don't care that much. I think it's still a lovely display box, and I did actually want to read you the Spanish. It shows it first, so the Spanish is on top, and then they've got the English down at the bottom. But yeah, Barbie's signature Dia de Muertos muñeca, which is muñeca is the Spanish word for doll. So it says, la serie Barbie Dia de Muertos celebra las festividades a través de una exploración cuidadosa de la vestimenta tradicional con toques modernos que destacan la cultura, los rituales y los símbolos que a menudo se utilizan durante la celebración. Con la inspiración de la colorida cempasúchil, que simboliza la conexión entre los vivos y los muertos, la muñeca Barbie lleva un vestido de color crema con volados adornado con la hermosa flor y detalles de color rosa brillante, una corona de cempasúchil
enmarca su rostro y resalta su llamativo maquillaje de calavera de azúcar. Unos aretes colgantes ornamentados y un collar a juego acentúan su estilo. Con su cuerpo completamente articulado, la muñeca Barbie Día de Muertos está lista para posar y que la exhibas en tu ofrenda. Is basically just describing the Barbie, her makeup, her clothes, the fact that it's based on traditional attire for the Dia de Muertos celebration. It talks about the the inspiration being based, obviously, as you saw by the dress, on the cempasúchil, the marigolds, which symbolizes the connection between the living and the dead. It says the Barbie doll wears a cream-colored dress with, I think this is layers. Yeah, I think so. Volados, adorned with the beautiful flower and bright pink details. Sorry, the word order. A crown of marigolds frames her face, and yeah, like brings out the sugar skull makeup. And then yeah, the hanging earrings, and yeah, that necklace. But yeah, sorry, it's just talking about all of it. Just thought it would be nice, maybe learn somebody a Spanish word or two. If you would like Spanish lessons with me, please reach out. Not math, though. We've talked about that. So, okay, well, there's that. What else? I talked about academia in general. I'm excited about fall. More than anything, I'm just excited the summer's over. It's been a nice little brief rainy period this afternoon, but I guess the only other thing I have to talk about is my... Oh, okay, there's two things. So, the reading slump, I'm still kind of in it, but I am doing better with at least, like, again, instead of resorting to the drama garbage, I have been trying to be better about, like, listening to music and an audiobook in the shower. I'm still working on The Secret History. Such a good book. It's such a good book. I need to do a video that's just like a review of my favorite books. I don't know. You think that get me back in the mood for reading? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So I am still kind of in the slump, but I have considered some books that I think I want to read this fall. Like, my wife wants to read Cujo. I'm a big Stephen King fan. She's afraid of dogs, like big dogs. She's not just afraid of them on principle. When she was a kid around here, there were like a lot of big dogs that were just loose, like just stray dogs, and you know, enough of them big. And she didn't get attacked or nothing, but like they would chase her when she was on her bike, you know. She's already kind of iffy about them. Like, I get it. I mean, I don't have an issue with dogs. It's fine, but I'm not gonna give her shit. I get it. I mean, a big dog can do some damage if he wants to, so I understand. But in any case, why was I even talking about that? Oh, right. So, I mean, obviously, it would be especially scary for her. I've seen the movie. I liked it all right, but Stephen King's books are always better than the movies they make out of them. Usually by kind of a large margin. but no, so we've done this little couple book club thing once before. We read Jurassic Park together, which was really fun. So I am looking forward to that, and that might also help me kind of get out of that slump. Yeah, so that's one of my plans. I think I might try and still read The Neverending Story. Like, every time I look at it, I keep forgetting how far I got into it before, like, the hard reading slump hit me. But I do think I'm going to try and read that this fall. And what else? Cujo. I want to finish it, but Jesus Christ, that book is so long. I think part of my issue too with trying to get back on it is like I took such a long break from it. I mean, I'm sure as hell not starting it back over. My God. Ugh, it's such a long book. It's good. It's good. I just good Lord. Um for audiobooks, I think I might continue on with doing like re-listens. Like my favorite, probably my top favorite series is the Abhorsen Saga by Garth Nix. My favorite book thereof is Lyrial, but there's the first three that he had originally published, Sabriel, Lyrial, and Abhorsen, and then he did a prequel, Clariel, which I really enjoy also, and then there was Golden Hand, which is about Lyrial, and it's a continuation after the Abhorsen. Most recently, he's done Terseal and Eleanor, and Terseal is Sabriel's father. And just real quick, these books, they're fantasy. They're definitely fantasy. It's a little bit strange because there's this wall, and on one side of it is Ancelstier or Ancelstier. It's hard to say how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's a fake place, but so over there's not magic on that side of this wall. And there's like, I think the technology is roughly at the level of like the 1920s, I want to say, in Ancelstier. And then the Old Kingdom is what exists north of the wall, and that's where magic is. One of the big, like, I guess, schools of magic that is present in the books is like necromancy. So the Abhorsen, like, it's not a name, it's a title. And essentially an Abhorsen is just an anti-necromancer. So like the tools that they use are the same kinds of tools that necromancers use, but they're like, I don't want to say blessed, because there's free magic and then there's charter magic, and free magic is like corrosive, whereas charter magic is just free magic kind of channeled through something, and so it's, I guess, not corrosive. So most necromancers just use free magic, and it does tend to harm them to an extent. In a lot of ways, it's like spiritual harm, I guess. But anyway, I don't need to tell you about the whole book, but or the whole thing, but it's fantastic. The world building, the magic system, they are not like heavy, dense reads. I mean, Lyrial is a really long book, but what I mean is I mean, I guess they are young adult, more or less. So what I'm trying to say is just that the language itself is not super dense. I mean, it's not like stupid and oversimplified. Garth Nix is a good writer. So I really love those books. And anyway, I within the past couple months, I saw that it just so happens that Tim Curry is the narrator for the audiobooks. And when I discovered this, they were also on sale. So I bought the main three, Sabriel, Lyrial, and Abhorsen. So that is going to be amazing. I love Tim Curry, and I've always been upset that he has not appeared in more of the things I've seen over the years. But I love Tim Curry. I love that voice. Like, that is a voice on that man. And I love the expression in his voice too. The way he just, his expressiveness, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I think that is basically it. I did want to mention, so I've kind of rearranged my Labubu's. Little buddy down there is wearing a pumpkin mask. I'll show that off eventually, but so I have 2 Labubus in the mail. They are both confirmed. Like I said, I'm not really playing games. Like I thought about getting like the blind macarons since I've only got the two, but I mean after my most recent thing with with this dude where I got another duplicate, I'm just not really feeling it. Like if I didn't have any macarons, fine, but I've already got two, and I just know if I bought a box, it's just gonna be one of the two I already have. Like that's just gonna be my luck. So I went ahead and ordered sesame bean, the gray one. Like this one here is sea salt coconut. He looks like blue gray in person, and sesame bean is obviously going to be a more neutral gray, but he was one of the cheaper ones, and I do like the neutral toned ones. I was either going to get him or toffee, I think is what I was in between, but I went with sesame bean because the seller I was looking at that had him, it was on sale, or it had gotten cheaper, I don't know. I got love as well, which means that, secret aside, I will have the full Big Into Energy collection. And I ordered one other, not a Labubu, but the Blossom Impressionism Skull Panda. And she should actually be here in a couple of days, I think. But I actually got her cheaper than the retail price. So that was exciting. She's not like used, she just is opened, which I don't care, right? I just send me the doll unblemished and the card and I'll be happy. I'm sure he's gonna send me the whole box, but you know. So that means for those I will only need Windflower and the secret eventually. I will eventually get the secrets for like my Labubu sets and like the Skull Panda and stuff, but I mean they run like average $100. I think that's about what the Skull Panda one is too. The Labubus are gonna be more expensive, obviously, but I'll just like kind of save up for those, I think, once I'm ready to get them. But yeah, I also need to get more Have-A-Seats. I think the next ones I'll probably get are gonna be probably a Have-A-Seat and then another macaron. I don't like the Have-A-Seats as much. I like the ones that stand. I don't know. Like their legs aren't posable like their arms are, but I mean with the, the little Labubu chairs that strap in, like you can have them sitting down, so they can stand or sit. I don't know. I'm a lunatic. I know. I do think that is all I wanted to talk about. Now that my new planner pages are here, I think I'm going to just kind of work on that, think about my routine, where I want to fit in things like study and exercise. I did want to say, I'm not gonna show you me trying this, not today, because I can't figure out how to keep it up. But it's a hula hoop, believe it or not. It's a weighted one. I guess it also, it works as a resistance band too, but it's 3 pounds, I guess. And it was very hard to hula hoop it. So it's kind of funny. I mean, I can get it to spin around like once or twice and then it falls. But I mean, if I keep picking it up and keep trying, that's still exercise, and eventually I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. So I don't know. It just seemed like something fun and easy to do, like just while I'm waiting on, I don't know, my coffee to heat up or brew or whatever, just things like that. I've got some resistance bands too, some just little things like that to just sit here and just kind of play with when I'm not really doing much of anything else anyway, like just have the resistance bands around my knees while I'm sitting here and just kind of do a few sets every once in a while, just stuff like that. Because I don't enjoy spending very much time on exercising, but if it's just kind of a peripheral thing, I don't mind it as much, and I do want more exercise in my life, especially at my age. I think that in the past, I've not ever really seen much weight loss help from exercising. That may have changed now with my age. It may be more of a necessity for losing weight than just keeping track of my diet, because I used to be able to lose weight very easily by just, doing the keto thing and just sticking to that. Like, I didn't even have to think about calories or, how much I was eating, as long as I was just staying really low with carbs. That has changed. And that's fine. I mean, you get older, your body changes. It's just life. And so, but it's not even just that, to be clear. Like, I am not trying to fit exercise into my life for the sake of losing weight. I'm trying to do it because, as I've mentioned before, many of my hobbies are sedentary. That does actually remind me of one other thing. I can't believe I almost forgot to bring it up. So I used to be into photography, right? I do have one example of my work. Give me a second. Okay. So this was digital. I don't know that any of my, like, old school photo, like, I developed them myself in a dark room. I don't know if I have any of those anymore, but I took this in New Orleans. Yeah, you can really see that Hello Kitty mirror. But yeah, I took that in New Orleans in the... I don't know that we were right in the French Quarter, but this is the Mississippi River. This is a steamboat. There's a little seagull I caught in the corner there. But I do like the really kind of grainy black and white, real high contrast. Just, that's kind of my style. And anyway, I haven't really been doing any photography for a long time, and I would like to get back into it. I do have my older Canon SLR, it's with the detachable lens, which is as good as I can afford right now. I've looked into prices of these cameras nowadays, and okay, yes, we have the money, but like, I would rather get back into it first and be consistent with it. Like, I do this with any hobby. I always want to start out as cheap as possible, and then if I keep up with it, then it's worth it to spend actual money. Like my ocarinas, the first one I got was $25. My most expensive one was $400. So yeah, but anyway, so part of the reason that it occurred to me to want to get back into photography is, and believe it or not, I learned this about myself from watching Amberlynn Reed nonsense. And it wasn't just her video, and believe me, it was not her who bestowed this wisdom upon me. It was Salty Crab, actually. She did this video where, and I mean, honestly, half the reason I watched it is really just because I do like Legos and building sets and things like that. But Salty Crab was doing a just compilation video of like all of the Legos that either she had bought or had been bought for her, whatever. So anyway, Salty said something that really made me feel called out, but it was good for me. And what she said was, Amber likes to do those because she's stuck in her apartment. She can't move around very much. She just kind of sits there, and being able to put together Legos and, finish a project like that makes her feel accomplished, makes her feel like she's done something. And of course, being my sensitive self, I was sitting there like, just thinking like, hey. But I thought about it, and it's like, that feels like what so many of my hobbies are. And that is, honestly, I can't pretend that's not part of it. I really can't. That doesn't mean I need to stop my hobbies. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the hobbies I have. It just means that maybe I should look into some that are going to get me off my ass a little more, right? And photography is not, an athletic activity. But if I want to take nice pictures, I'm going to have to get out and get around. And as I've been talking about, I'm on my way back to getting my license, to being, fully mobile again. And that is going to give me so many good opportunities to get around and look at some other things to take pictures of. So this bag up here, actually, so this is a new Vine acquisition. It's supposed to be a mini gym bag, which I guess fine. I can't imagine having a gym bag that small because I'm pudgy, which means that like most of my clothes are going to take up a little more space. So trying to imagine what all I could fit into a tiny gym bag like that I would need. I don't know. I don't go to the gym, and working out is something I'm doing at home, so I don't know. But anyway, I got it to use as a camera bag because I needed to replace my old one. No, there's not really padding in it, but that it's fine. It's gonna be fine, I promise. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about a lot, you guys. I'm just excited to be here. so hey, if this whole curriculum thing, personal curriculum, whatever appeals to you, if it's something you already do, tell me about it. Y'all reach out to me. I know I have like no okay, I have 6 subscribers. And then my wife and we don't count. But I'm doing this because I guess I'm trying to build community in a way that I think I can handle it. I think that doing it this way does put me in a little bit of a control freak position, maybe, in the sense that, I mean, if it's my community that I'm building with my channel, that does kind of put me at the center of it and as the leader. But one of the things I want for this channel is for people who are interested in the things that Ingrid is also interested in, that you guys can suggest topics to me, things that you're interested in that you'd like me to do some kind of presentation about. I do pretty well with essays when I write them. I think I could do an all right video essay. I don't know that the editing would be stellar, but I think I could, do something informational if I had a topic to work with. And hopefully interesting. But at any rate, I just, if you have anything to add that you want to say, or if you have any thoughts on topics you'd like me to cover, or even if you have questions for me, like more details about what I'm working on, either with my personal academics, whatever else it is about language. I speak Spanish, I teach Spanish, I do teach lower level German. Again, I need to brush up because I'm rusty and I hate it. German's my favorite, but I'm better at Spanish. I have more experience with Spanish, so that's what I do for work. So if you're interested in stuff like that, I am like way on the back burner working on a video about, it's going to be a straight up lesson demystifying verbs, and it's going to start out with like an English lesson on English verbs. Because yes, we speak English, but that doesn't mean that if asked, we are all able to explain what an infinitive is, or a verb stem, or even to identify in English what is an irregular verb versus a regular one, right? Language is goofy because you don't have to be an expert in its structure to be an expert at speaking it. It's weird, isn't it? But anyway, I just, a lot of the times, one of the biggest struggles I found for myself personally, and my approach with that in mind with my students, is honestly a lack of understanding of grammar, period, and not knowing like what the terminology means. Like if we're talking about the present perfect or the subjunctive, God forbid, just all that kind of stuff. having a clear understanding of what that means in your native language and what it looks like in your native language and what its purpose is in your native language, it's very hard to learn it in a second language, right? If you don't know why you're learning it, if you don't know what its utilitarian purpose is or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm totally just rambling now. I'm so excited about being excited about academics right now because I just feel like I've had to build myself up toward it, and it's not like that overexcited, over eager, I'm going to plan all this stuff and then not actually do it. Like I feel like I'm in that good zone where I'm getting ready to actually build a good habit, and I'm going to do everything I can to hold myself accountable for this because I do want to prove to myself that I can learn this shit. I can do it. It's fine. I may not like it, but I think I will enjoy conquering it, if that makes sense. And that's the mindset I'm going to try and keep, is like, I may not especially enjoy the subject, but I can enjoy what it's going to feel like to be able to handle it. You know what I mean? So that feels good. And then, of course, I am just excited to be back into, or to be about to get back into German as well, especially because I think before I wasn't, I think I just wasn't really sure where I needed to start. And at this point, I have a clearer idea. I know certain things that, like, I understand the concept. I just forget some of the minutia, right? Things like separable prefix verbs in German. Yeah, separable prefixes, that kind of thing. And just get a little tricky, as well as things like the accusative versus dative prepositions and the two-way there's a lot of more elementary things that do I guess need review, want review, whatever. So yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. And I hope I hope you do reach out about anything, even if it's just to tell me your life story. I don't care. Like, I want to know you guys. That's why I'm here. I hope that you're getting to know me. All right. I know that my presentation voice and personality is obviously a little bit different from, what I may be like in my day-to-day life, but I'm generally pretty genuine to who I am, I would like to say. Horns and all. So anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm done. My wife is going to be home soon. I should have been done recording anyway, except for the stupid blip with the screen recording earlier, but we more or less sorted it. I'm going to get out of here. I will probably edit this over the next couple days, get it posted, hopefully film some other stuff throughout this week, especially as I'm getting into my lesson planning and studying and all that. Showing off my Labubu's. That's another video I need to do. Oh, I just wish it didn't take me so long to do these. That's the problem. It always takes me forever. I don't know if I'm overthinking it or if, like, the way I feel. I need to shut up. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just spending this time with me. Thank you for watching. I hope that you will like and subscribe, and I really hope that you will just reach out and say hi. I really want to get to know you guys. The few of you who do hang around to watch my goofy videos, it means a lot to me. So thank you again. Thank you. This has been Ingrid is Interested. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.